Alrighty, so welcome back to the second part of the playthrough. So I'm just going to continue as normal, and it's been a little while, so I might not remember all of the things I said, but let's just continue, shall we? Alrighty. Well, let's go back. So, as you can see, there's a mapping error. It just kind of warps me down. Very strange, but anyway. Again, same thing here. Don't do this, please. It's just very inconsistent. It looks bad when you run over it. Like, I'm half tempted to go into Mage and just figure out what, like, the equip data is for that rock there. But, let's see. Let's keep on going. We're back here. So. Well. Well, I'm guessing there's going to be a room in between there, and that's just a placeholder, so I'm not going to call back too much. You know, but that assumes that what I'm saying is correct. But, this looks kind of bad, you know. You typically, it goes over it. You typically want to, you know, make this as see-through as possible, because if I fell in there, you know, I wouldn't be able to see myself. And that would be an issue of readability of the game. So, like, I don't want to go down there right now just to see if, like, you know, well, let's try it. Yeah, I think I'm also screwed now. Like, if I didn't have wall jumping skills, I'd just be dead. And now you gotta deal with this obnoxious siren noise, and well, that's fun. Don't do this. Don't, you know, just... I'm just gonna kill myself, and I'm just gonna kill myself, and, you know, don't hide things between, like, don't hide things after one block and then just reveal that it's hidden behind another block. Especially when I likely need the super missiles to get the power bombs anyway. I played a little bit further in the hack when I first got around to playing it, and yeah, that's another inconsistent door color. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, hello. The boss music isn't playing correctly here either. So, just trying to beat this guy. Alrighty. Hope you guys are having about as much fun as I am. I guess I'll go a little bit longer on this one, just because. Oh, uh, this is almost good. There we go. Lovely. Anyway, oh my goodness, what is this? Oh, uh, hmm. Well, I wouldn't, do that with the doors, but, yeah, let's just continue on. I'm going to assume that, well, that up there right now, I'm not gonna bomb jump up there, well, I easily could. What the fuck? Am I just... I think I'm dead. I think I'm... huh. Well... I think I'm just stuck. Guess gonna have to reset. Start the fun. Okay, welcome back to the second episode again. Hope you guys, well then, let's just ignore that and not fight Creed. It's kind of hard to think of things to talk about in the second run through, but again, stop it with these stones, stop it with these rocks. We told you. We told Alex to just you know, just don't do that. You know, for the aforementioned reasons. Bit of an error here. There's supposed to be slopes, you know, but they act as solid clip data, little blocks. So, you know, just seems very weird to be like this. So, yeah, just floating in the middle of the air. And the same thing here. It should be intangible or a slope. So now we get the ice beam. And I'm not sure what it does, because this is kind of where I stopped when I first started playing. So let's just see if there's anything back here. Nope. Alright, don't go in that door. Yeah, this is another example of a room that, you know, could use a lot more polish, and not just in the sense that, you know, like, this is just not something you should ever do. You shouldn't be able to see that. I'm guessing, like, this is intended, you're intended to have a high jump, but, you know, screw it, I'm just gonna go for it. So, I do believe I actually got this before, so, get another energy tank, which is nice. Alright. So, you see that? So I'm not sure, like, with the, like, intention here is, like, I'm not sure, like, if he just wants, sorry, just trying to concentrate. I don't know if he intends to give us all the items at the start. You know, of course, you can only speculate. But you know, like I don't see the value in designing a demo that is like as robust, like just in terms of like what you get like right off of the start. I'm guessing this is a like I'm not sure like what he intends for this like hack to accomplish. Um, if I was to make a hack, sorry, if I was to make a hack and create a demo for it, like I would obviously do like a early starting area, or do what game developers called like a vertical slice, where you're you're in a demo area where you have the opportunity to use all the tools that would normally be available to you. Well, that's obviously a thing here. Like I'm guessing that's the intention of this sort of demo, but um, you know, just it seems like a lot of effort for something that is ultimately just going to be a demo. You know, where like it's obviously not like if it obviously I wonder if that's another thing. Like obviously if goodness gracious me, I can't talk today. Oops. Well, anyway, let me just slow down a bit. Like if you're going to make like such a robust demo for something like this, like I have to wonder, like, is this like representative of the final product? Like it seems like you get like your power-ups at a rapid pace, so I'm wondering if like this is just like the extent of the hack, or if like if you're planning to make a full hack. Oh boy. Like if this is just like there's just so much to say here. Just if this is representative of the full hack, like you know, like I have a lot more criticisms of this, just because like I don't know. I guess I'll have to like think on it for a bit to kind of get my bearings of how I really feel about this thing, because well. uh, like sorry, my commentary is just kind of bad. It's just like there's a lot of stuff I don't really know how to properly articulate. Let me get the high jump. I guess like I'm tempted to get the power bombs now that I don't have to essentially sequence break for them. But not gonna get anything. All right. But yeah, I'm just left wondering, like, goddamn it, why make like such a demo like this, and make it so full featured when you know if you're intending to make like a full hack out of this, you know this is not like it's putting a lot of effort into something that will ultimately not be in the final product, I would think. um, like I can understand if this is a just a like just a practice thing, because I did a lot of the same things. I would I just design stuff and uh, not try anything too crazy. Let's go down here. Ooh, this is the Super Metroid. Um, what the? Huh. I guess, what the hell is this at? Okay. Well, I'm, like, from the looks of it, this looks like it's going to be a full hack, so, it's strange that I'm heading into Kraid with, basically, like, endgame stuff here. I have a power bomb, I have super missiles, like, those are so powerful that, like, everything that I come across is just going to get annihilated. So, ooh, that doesn't look all too good. I would definitely change those colors. That's not a very good look. I'm wondering if there's anything in here. Nope. Well, scrolling is a bit off here. Um, hmm. Like, I'd have to go into Mage to see what's going on, but obviously, like, you know, there's a lot of tiling errors, and, if you want to use this tile set, you really have to actually know how the Super Metroid tiles work. Like, these tiles right here, they're not really intended to be used, like, away, like they're intended to be used, like, close to the wall, or close to, like, a dark, pitch black, tile that makes it seem like the room's kind of ending there. Because, obviously, like, the way it darkens at the edge, like this edge right here, um, makes it seem like, like there's nothing beyond there, and, um, your interest is focused elsewhere, and the brighter parts are where you actually traverse. Like, it's kind of the same thing with, super, like, Zero Mission's, maroon edged tiles. So, well, it's a nice idea to generally, to take, like, Super Metroid style set and, import it into Zero Mission. Excuse me, despite the kind of clash of art styles, but this is just still a good effort for what it is. It's just, you know, I'm just kind of seeing, like, a lot of evidence that Alex does not fully understand how to make best use of Super Metroid's tile set, and that's fine. He's hacking Zero Mission, but if you're going to include the tile set, you might as well figure it out. Same thing with these kind of tiles. I don't really like using these, especially when you're going to be interacting with them or you're going to be getting close to them. I tend to keep them, like, away from, like, wherever we could traverse. So anyway, let's continue. Well, we have speed booster. Well, anyway, let's go back up. Volonus depths. A lot of tiling errors over here. The thing with the Zero Missions tiles are that, there's a lot of, like, kind of really subtle, like, little parts that aren't quite, like, finished on certain tiles. Like this one right here, you can see at the left edge of the top part of the tile that, the maroon outline ends. That's because, there's an associated tile that goes kind of, like, a little bit up and juts up, and, kind of like this tile right here, just, like, in a different direction. Um, and Samus is supposed to go behind it, and, it looks nicer when it's in game. So you have to be mindful of these tiles when you're placing them. So anyway, yeah, just same thing over here. The rune outline isn't there, even though it should be. If you notice, they're just these tiles right here. There are just, like, Y or X flip. I think it's X flipped versions of these tiles right over here. And you can see these ones are placed properly, and that's how they're supposed to look. These are good. These are well placed tiles. These two, right here and right here, but these two, they're not. So we're just going to continue. Oh yeah, and since it's there, you can see that the door has like it is correctly on the edge of the map, which is nice, but he made the mistake of just putting too much door there. I know that sounds weird, but the way the zero mission tiles are set up is that like you can't really. It's kind of difficult to make like a really long door. So you definitely want to be mindful that you can see at the right edge of the screen that um, there's a bit of a mismatch, and the tile doesn't, and the right edge of the door doesn't really left up like yeah, doesn't really match up with the middle part. So yeah, that's something you also have to be mindful of. You also gotta stop putting the door out so far because it looks bad, plays bad. I did not do it. So anyway, we didn't really accomplish anything down there, so we're just gonna continue without saving. So another warp. I'm guessing. What is this supposed to be? I'm guessing get the speed booster here. What is this supposed to be? Shot blocks. That looks bad. I like it. I'm not going to repeat it too much more, I don't think. But yeah, just I would reconsider the tile placement here because it looks off. So we get the speed booster. Yeah, basically a cornerstone of pretty much any zero mission hack because just speed blocks or speed booster puzzles are so ubiquitous. Oh my goodness, I didn't even. Oh my god. Yeah, just keep your doors aligned at the edge of the screen. None of this. If you want your room to have an atypical shape, you really want to use scrolls. Otherwise, just try to keep them as far to the edge of the screen as possible. Don't put an enemy right in front of the door either. People are going to run into it and they're going to get angry, especially if it's an enemy that deals a lot of damage. So, a lot of tile errors there. I guess that's supposed to make it look kind of what the hell? That's supposed to be solid. It's supposed to make it look conspicuous, so you bomb it, but there are other ways to do that than make it look bad. Momentarian now. Same deal. Another tiling error. You can see the maroon outline is on the right side. It's supposed to be on the left, and the dark outline is supposed to be on the right, but it's on the left. Same thing here, although the corner tiles in Turian are much more difficult to discern from the rest, and you really have to make use of the maroon outline. Typically, you want the highlighted parts of the blocks to be, on the inside, if we're like, or a better way of saying it, I guess, would be the parts Samus can reasonably touch are the ones you want to be highlighted. Like the tiles down here are highlighted where I traverse, and that's a good thing because it makes things very easy to read. And and this right here just kind of makes it wonky. So anyway, let's continue up here. I have no idea where this goes. Criteria now. I don't know if this is a edit of the original elevator room and criteria. I find this tile set kind of difficult to work with. There's a lot of little details that you can really miss on these stones. And good on Alex if this is all him, except for this little part right here. But I do find this tile set difficult to work with. Oh, what the hell? Well, aside from the um, tiling errors you can see all around here, I'll get to them in a second. The background needs a little bit of work. It's obviously just like cycling through, um, just pictures. You can see the edges, but still a good effort. I think this is imported from Fusion, and working with backgrounds is something I actually dabbled in a little bit so far with my experience as the mage so far, and it is difficult from what I found. But yeah, like I don't mind the colors too much. They actually call it like actually I think this isn't no, it's not original. It's my color, but I do like the colors here. Um, although I'm a sucker for blue. Well, okay then. Uh, hmm. Well, we're just gonna continue up here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention these tiles. There needs to be a few blocks underneath, and and this tile right here needs a associated just scenery block right here, like on this side. If you go into mage, you can see that there are tiles that like kind of jut out the edge of this tile right here. Not this one. This one's fine. This one right here, though, you just got to be careful. That's part of what makes working with this tile set so difficult. Is that say you want to make like a tight passage involving with this particular block, you need to be mindful that like perhaps there's going to be a block right next to it, or a block away that you can't put unless you made your own custom tile that which is reasonable. You can do it. Um, made a custom tile to make it look nice, and you know you really need to make it look nice because part of Metroid's pull is that you make this kind of believable, you know, coherent, cogent world where, and these tiling errors just kind of pull you right out of it, and that's kind of a killer for Metroid hacks. Also, just a mapping error. Um, there's no associated door map tile here. It's kind of like, and I think that's just because the ship is right here. So, you know, um, there are like a couple solutions to it. Personally, I'm too lazy to fuck with the map tiles, so I would literally just you know change the room so I wouldn't have to deal with that. Which is ironically probably harder, but whatever. Telling you here, same old. This is a power group room. Let's just explore a bit over here. That's interesting. That's kind of a neat idea. Just telling you can see the well, I guess it's an emerald outline now. Kind of makes it look like it was taken from the zero mission randomizer because it also randomizes the maroon outline. Um, but yeah, you really want the outline on the outside, not on the inside like that. Um, there are map tiles that are for that space right there, but that's not how you do it. Just gonna explore. Oh boy. I wonder what's up there. Let's find out. Oh, fuck. Whatever, fuck it. Probably nothing important. Hmm. I'm guessing that... I think I've made this mistake too. I'm guessing above the map tile that is shown there, there's an arrow, as it's usually shown in Zero Mission, and he just set the coordinates wrong. And I've made this mistake before when I was assigning the elevator rooms map ID. So you need to put the map ID like in at its X and Y position where the arrow is, if it's going up. Um, it's just a rookie mistake. I've done it. I think a lot of people have done it. Um, but yeah, it prevents this from happening. But and telling error. So let's continue on. We're just gonna ignore that. Just because the map is so disjointed and crazy, I'm not sure, like, what the hell is going on. Oh, I'm all the way over here now. Alrighty, let's try to figure our way around here. Oops. I guess I should just comment a little on just room design. This is probably fine, but just a room with like a bunch of platforms in the middle of the air is not terribly interesting. I could have used this before, but yeah, I would definitely just. I'm guessing what the hell? Well, I guess those little pipe things are supposed to denote, uh, room warp, but don't do that. Don't ever do that. It's confusing and not necessary. Um, like most of these rooms can easily just be placed right next to each other. Um, the map room, whatever. Just just another thing to be mindful of. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go fight Crate again, and try not to soft lock myself this time. Been going on for 33 minutes, but I think, with my brain fart earlier, that I think it's worth just, taking another stab at it, and making things, and just going on a bit longer, because you guys deserve better than that. Yeah, and there we go. That's why you shouldn't get super missiles so early. I believe the damage output for missiles is 20, and super missiles is 100, and that just completely obliterates literally everything in the game. Um, it's hard to balance that with everything else in the game. Very used to it. Well, that eliminates the lava problem, I guess, but well, let's see if there's anything back here. Nope. Do I dare? No, I'm not going to try that again. Well, okay. That's a bit awkward. I would definitely just make it so you can escape that room. unless like you fix that soft lock to the left there. So I guess what remains is this thing over here. What the hell is this? I'm guessing that's supposed to be skull and crossbones, but don't do that. Just, like, it's obvious that you probably can't get out of that, but, even if you couldn't, I would advise never making just like a death pit like that. You know, instant death is like always just like something that'll piss people off every single time, unless like there's a quick retry, you know, button, and obviously there's not. Um, so never like just a rule of thumb: never put in something where you just like if you fall, you're stuck there forever until you die. And I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna save state to make absolutely certain that save game. I'm going to make sure, you know. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I think the lower I aim the lava, the more damage it does. But yeah, just never do this. I was half expecting it just to be weak lava, you know, and I would just be stuck there no matter what. But like no matter how much you telegraph it, just don't do it. Just don't put an instant death pit in your game. It doesn't really work with the Metroid formula that, you know, doesn't have death pits for the most part. Like if you think about it, like pretty much I'm just trying to think, I would say every single Metroid game has no instances of death pits. And same thing with the Igavania, Metroidvania games. Um, you know, every place is escapable, every place you can get in and out of. You know, you might take damage, you might not have enough life to get out of it, but, you know, there's a reason why they didn't buck the trend. So yeah, let's continue on. I'm guessing this takes me down to Ridley, because I can see the garbled... Oh, hello. I guess this is Norfair, considering this is typically when it plays, and a bit of continuity are there. I should have the shoulder pauldrons there, so that's kind of it's a good idea to just generally, you know, take out the cutscenes when you're making a hack. Mage has a patch to let you take out all the cutscenes. Oh, and I just wanted to mention, let's go back up the elevator. That sort of like nameplate thing, Volonus depths. There are two. I think there are a couple different ways to put a nameplate up, and I think these are used correctly. I was thinking of something else. One just kind of like goes at the bottom of the screen, and that's for area names. But one could be like in the middle of the screen, and those are used for like sub areas. Like in Criteria, there's the Chozo Ruins. So just that's another thing to be mindful of. A lot of tiling errors, like this block right there, this block right here, this block right here, this block right here, here, and here. These are platforms where you like there's supposed to be empty space like above and below them, just because as you can tell with the Merkin outline, this one right here is likely the top, bottom, and left part of the block. Although I might be wrong, and this one right here might be the one that goes up on the right side that has an edge there. Gatekeeping, not a bad thing, but something certainly more natural than this. You know, this is just another thing that like it's kind of difficult to really talk about because it's such a general concept, but you know, gatekeeping like this should be consistent with the area around it. Like it wouldn't do to have like these kind of ancient blocks guarded by the Chozo made blocks. Excuse me, or maybe they're pirate blocks, or whatever. They don't exactly fit in with the terrain environment. Um, in this instance, like it'd be better to have things blocked behind zebatites or dates or just things that would fit in a terrain environment. These are more fitting for ruins. So anyway, let's continue on. See up here. I'm gonna go for even more time in this episode because I'm just so ashamed that like I brain farted. I just brain farted on like what the intentions of this hack were. Um, so um, this isn't a bad example of a room. Um, it's kind of bare bones, but whatever. I can see some tile layers up there. Right here, you can see like the bubble to the right of where I'm shooting could just kind of abruptly ends. And that shouldn't be like that. You have to be mindful even of the minor things. It's supposed to continue on with like this block right here, but you know, there's just like a lack of polish all around. Um, Same thing here, just the maroon outlines, man. Um, you just gotta be mindful of the maroon outlines. I know it's like annoying, which is why, you know, it's not a bad idea just to remove it entirely, but you still have to be mindful of like um, of the highlights. Like even if you remove the maroon outline, um, the highlighted part of this block to my left here, um, it still faces towards the right. So you shouldn't really use it facing towards the left. I think like editing Super Metroid tiles where there isn't like sort of like there aren't any maroon highlights that let you know where you should be placing your tiles. There's no cheat method there. You have to be mindful of like lighting. And generally, um, lighting doesn't come from within the walls. Let's just say. So I wonder. Yeah, just a lot of a lot of bad tiling. Unfortunately, I think the bubbles of Norfair are difficult to work with, so I'm not going to fault him too hard for that. But if you're going to make a full robust hack, and like for what this is so far with its alt areas, it is still kind of robust. Um, Definitely a lot of things that could be improved, but um, yeah, like there's just so much polish that needs to be done. Miss Ridley, watch this. See this? Maybe it's just because I'm playing on beginner difficulty, but it's not that much better on the other difficulties. Um, Super missiles and missiles just wreck everything. So, you know, supers should be held off. They should be they should be an end game item. You shouldn't just give them willy nilly. Even though Super Metroid does, but and I think the damage scaling in Super Metroid is a little bit better because super missiles aren't so overpowered. Um, you know, and the things that are powerful, um, I guess they're not so egregiously powerful that you're gonna ruin the game, and that's a problem right here. Once you get the spur attack, it's really difficult to do these ice puzzles or whatever. I know you can turn it off, but it's annoying. Generally, just another thing is just to like keep people out of the menu as much as possible, unless they're looking at the map, because in pretty much every Metroid game, except for like for Prime 1 and 2, where you can switch on the fly, switching your items is never going to be a seamless process unless you make some script or make some assembly changes that allow you to do like a quick switch. So I'm not sure how much farther this hack goes on. Um, hmm, I'm going to go to the bottom right. So I think if I didn't lay a power bomb there, I'd be dead. But all right. Oops. This, yeah, okay. And I will say about the lava, like it's not obvious that this isn't just weak lava. It's like if I was a somewhat seasoned Metroid player, I would assume that I could jump in there in the lava and be okay because I have the Verity suit. But obviously there are two types of lava down there, and one will kill you actually. So, this is just another issue of readability. Um, and it says in like the Verity suit, prevents damage from acid and heat. You know, this is acid, I guess. But what the hell is that? I guess there was something down there. But yeah, just keep things readable, intuitive. Um, don't make things confusing. It's just gonna again piss people off. Um, like people shouldn't feel like they were tricked into dying. Oh, what the? Where am I? And just make the map is hard to read too. So I guess this is a good place to end it. I'm not sure how much is left of the demo. Um, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I apologize for my brain fart, but I guess I will try to voice my opinion on it, like right now. Um, like it seems like this hack is going to be a fill hack eventually. So I have to wonder what the point of including so many items at the beginning is, and putting so much effort into something that you know is just a work in progress. Not a work in progress, but something that won't be like indicative of the final product. Um, well, actually, before we go, I think we should try this again. Well, I guess we're gonna go for a little bit more, but what I was saying, well, I guess not. That's not much here, but yeah, if this is going to be a full hack, like I would make it indicative of the final game. Um, I guess I can't wall jump on that. Like I'm guessing you don't get the power bombs so early. You don't get the super missile so early, or at least I hope you don't. That would destroy any semblance of balance the game would have. Um, I think I'm missing the plasma beam somewhere, and if I am, I might do like another episode. But overall, this like it needs a lot of polish. Um, and we and I don't mean to like shoot the person who's making this down. That's not my intention. Um, we're just trying to help, and I hope this helps out other people as well. Hacking is a process that takes a little while to learn. Um, and it doesn't come quickly, of course. Even the best hackers were people who made shitty landing sites and use CRE blocks everywhere and put spikes everywhere. And I'm glad there's no spikes, in default and zero mission because I fear that there would be quite a bit of them. But anyway, um, I guess that's it for now. Um, yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and see ya.